Hello everyone and welcome to another Command & Conquer Rivals video. Retro Rockets here, and today I'm going to show you my current GDI deck on my main account, and I'm going to run through a few games, spectate a few games with it, and just explain why I've got the units I'm using, why I'm happy with this deck, and hopefully you can learn something and maybe implement it for yourself. Okay, so I'm on my secondary account here, so as usual we'll have to go over to spectate my main account. I'm going to show you 3 games today. And yeah, it's the middle of March at the minute, middle of March 2019, so it's halfway through the season. I hope to do these sort of videos at least once per season, because the dynamics of the game, the meta of the game is constantly changing, but I'm very happy with the deck I have currently. Okay, so first game, which ones am I going to be showing? Yeah, okay. So this one is a really short game, and I'll just pause it and explain what units are in my deck when it starts up.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, we'll just pause it. I'm on the left here, so we'll spectate from my perspective. In my deck, I have Missile Squads, Shockwaves, Pitbull, Predator, Talon, and then the Kodiak, which is a dirty unit. It's an absolute weapon. So I absolutely encourage you to use it if you've unlocked it. It does unlock quite late, I think in the level 40s or 50s maybe. But for the way I'm playing the deck, my strategies, it's very important to have this unit, and it's absolutely great. So I start off with Harvester and then open up a barracks and get a missile squad out. That's kind of like my scouting unit, and I do want to charge the pads quickly. This is mainly an aggro deck. I see he's charging the pads, so I'm absolutely fine him charging it for me. That's why I don't step on the top pad, because I don't want to stall the missile. I then open up my airfield to get out a Talon, which is what I use to combat Shockwaves. I've got Shockwaves of my own, but I feel obviously a Talon works a lot better. Then I send Shockwaves up to the top. I'm now in control of the pads, which is great, and the missile's nearly charged. He then realises he's in trouble, and I body block him at the top and bottom and win the missile. Not too worried about my Shockwave at the top, because I've now won the missile. I send my Talon up top to deal with his couple of Shockwaves, and they can't do anything back. It's, it's a pretty just infantry heavy deck he's running at the minute. That's all he's really shown me.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Not too worried about his missile squads at the top. Now he brings out a War Factory unit, which is fine. I'm happy to fight War Factory with War Factory. I have a level advantage on the Predators. He's obviously gunning for my Harvester, but what I notice is the second missile's nearly done. So it's all about jumping on the pads. I think he realised what he was doing a bit too late. He was too fixed on my Harvester, and I managed to end the game in less than 2 minutes. Okay, so that was just the first game there. The next 2 are actually a lot more interesting, and you'll get to see my Kodiak in the third one. This game here was actually really good, because I thought I was in big trouble here. Again, I'll spectate it from my point of view. I'm on the right this time.
Building online.
Okay, I'll just speed it up a little bit. Harvester, then I scout with my missile squads. I notice he hasn't got any units out, and then I see he's gone double Harvester. So now I know I need to chuck everything I've got at his harvesters. He's gone double harvester straight out the gate, and that is miles away from my base. So I send out missile squads, build a war factory, and send a pred up there straight away. Because his buggies are going to kill my missile squads. Now, every second that ticks by, I'll just stop it there. Every second that ticks by is bad for me because he's ramping up an economy. However, because I'm sending stuff up there, he has to then try and defend his harvesters. So he has to spend money defending his harvesters. So what you just saw there was he chucked a catalyst missile at my predator. They're not cheap. That cost him 90 Tiberium to kill my predator there. So I'm not too worried because I know he's spending loads of his money to defend his harvesters, which kind of defeats the point of having a double harvester anyway.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
So there's some pit bulls up there, but he gets a giga cannon out, which is really bad for me, and you see it kills both my units. So I'm kind of worrying a bit now. But I do everything I can to try and get at his Giga Cannon. He does well putting a unit in front of it, but I then eventually get to it. I'm happy to stall the missile out now because I need to kill his harvesters. I'll just stop this here. This is where his plan starts coming undone. Because his harvesters have harvested the Tiberium at the top, they have to come to the middle now, which is a lot closer to my base. And I've got 2 Predator tanks waiting there for them.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
And I managed to kill both of his harvesters within a few seconds of each other. He gets a Giga Cannon out, but as you see down the bottom, he has like hardly any economy now. And I'm still attacking his harvesters. I'm winning the economy battle now, and I'm happy to use a couple of shockwave troops. I'll just slow it down to normal speed. I'm happy to combat his confessors with shockwaves troops. Because his confessors, as you see, they cost 100. And 2 lots of shockwave troops for me only costs 80. I just want to jump on the pads now, because I've already won first missile. So if I win this missile, it's game over for him. Which I do. You'll notice at the top, I've completely taken up every single tile with shockwaves. So even if he sent confessors up there, they wouldn't even be able to get on the pad. And I win the game. But I really thought I was in trouble a lot of the time there. Especially at the start. Because you really need to jump on those double harvesters if people go on double harvester out the gate. And that was quite a good map to do it on because his Tiberium fields were so far away from my base. Okay, just one more match here. This one's really good because I managed to get my Kodiak out. The interesting thing about my deck is it's an aggro deck, but if things aren't going the way I want it to, and they're stalling out the missile and the match is going on longer, I still have a really powerful tech unit to use in the late game. Now, I'll do it from my perspective, but as you see, he's got bikes coming towards my base. Now, he does an advanced strategy there where I make a rookie mistake. Most people send their Tiberium, their harvester, down to the bottom Tiberium patch here next to the lake and the rock because it's easier to defend. I forget to do that. I usually would do that, but I forget to do that this match. So he's sending his bikes to where he thinks my harvester is, but I've actually just left it and let it go to the top. So my rocket troops now see his bikes. He goes to where he thinks my harvester is. It's not there. So he's in trouble, because I know he hasn't got a harvester at the minute, because he got the bikes out really quickly. I've got enough rocket troops to kill his bikes, which is absolutely fine. He's charging the pads. I realise that I'm stalling the missile here, so I send guys up to the top to keep charging it. I've got control of all 3 pads here. He starts sending out shockwaves, which I know are going to kill my rocket troops, so I get Talons out. Yeah, I just get the missile in time because I had units across all 3 pads. So I win the first missile, which is great. My talons aren't much use now, so I try and burn them by going to the harvester. Because they're only good against shockwaves. So I know he's going to get bikes out and destroy them. So I let him do that whilst keeping him away from the pads.
Unit ready.
I managed to move my Predator out just out of the way of the Catalyst Missile there. So he's effectively wasted 90 Tiberium. Completely wasted it. Even if he did hit my Predator, I would still win that Tiberium trade there because he would have spent 90 Tiberium to kill something that cost me 60. So I'm dominating the middle pad here. His bikes don't have a chance against my Predators. And now I realise, because I've got 3 Predators on the field, it's a great opportunity to start harassing his Harvester because I know I'll kill it fairly quickly.
Unit ready.
So I've got 3 Predators on the field, and like I don't really know what I'm going to do with them until he brings out a Centurion. 2 Predators will kill a Centurion, a 2-on-1, but 1 Predator won't. So I'm killing his Centurions here, which I'm quite happy to do. He eventually gets my Harvester at the top, but I'm not too bothered about that because it's quite late on in the game. I realise that at this point I'm realising that this game is going on quite long now and no one's been charging the missile. So if he's got tech units in his deck, which you can see, I didn't know this at the time, but you can see at the bottom he's got 4 tech units in his deck. So he's been wanting to stall out the missile. So I realise that I'm probably playing into his hands here because he starts getting out tech units. So this is where I need my Kodiak to help me win the game. He gets my Predator this time, but it doesn't actually kill it because he's only got a level 7 Catalyst Missile and I've got a level 10 Predator tank. I know his Confessors are eventually going to kill my Predator. I have a feeling he might win this second missile here, so I'm starting to sort of panic a little bit. I now get a Kodiak out and boost it, and I sort of can't make up my mind here, but I realise he's won the second missile, so I just send my Kodiak straight to his base. I've got enough money, enough economy for another Kodiak, so I'm now just Kodiak rushing his base. And also I've got the Colonel Jackson boost to use, and then I've boosted one of my Kodiaks to get over there faster. But I didn't even need him. 1 Kodiak was enough to take off half of his base life without being killed. So obviously that one went on a bit longer, but I just wanted you to see how you can then use this deck to help you in late game if someone with a tech deck starts getting out tech units. Just Kodiak rush their base. So that's pretty much all for this video. I hope you've learned something. Feel free to implement this deck yourself. Please let me know in the comments how you get on with the deck and if you've got any suggestions. If you haven't already, please give me a like and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.